I graduated with AOA. So, top of the class, which was a huge honor and achievement. And I think, meditating was a big part of that because it is so easy when you have so many competing tasks to figure out what do I focus on? What do I do first? What is urgent? What can I put off? And you can just kind of spiral and go. And for me, writing down lists and doing everything, but then also taking a moment to breathe and reflect during meditation allows me to like kind of take a step back, and then like it allows me space to kind of reevaluate. So then when I come back to my work, I'm not completely overwhelmed in like this heightened kind of panic state, but I'm in a state where, I'm calm, I'm clear-headed, and then I can more clearly think about what do I need to do today? What is important? What can I delegate? What can I push off? And then, you're able to manage your time more effectively and manage your studying more effectively, which ultimately kind of leads to better grades and better evaluations. I would get from a lot of patients or even providers like, oh, you're so calm, you're so level-headed. Even in the OR, when things get dicey, when you start to get a bleed or instruments aren't working and the immediate reaction from other people in the room is to kind of panic, I'm able to kind of just stay calm in those situations. And then even, talking with patients, I'm able to be very present in the moment. So rather than kind of having my mental space and capacity elsewhere, thinking about all the things I have to do at the end of the day, like being present in the moment and really listening to, how their day was, like what their needs are, the questions or concerns they have about their given diagnosis. And I think that made me a better learner and a better part of the medical team. So even as a young child, I was always anxious, and I kind of went through life never really addressing it or learning how to cope or manage it. Just kind of, it was a part of who I was. And then that kind of came more to a head when I got diagnosed with not only anxiety, but also depression. At that time of my life, I was really looking externally for validation or acceptance. And through meditation, I was able to turn inwards and have kind of my own self-acceptance and self-awareness. And I think that's what kind of TM did for me. And through that, it kind of helped fill that void or emptiness that I felt, many years prior, even subconsciously. And for me, I felt like I had that aha moment when I felt most at home, most at peace, and just kind of like safe and secure when I was doing meditation, twice a day, every day. I would get to a meditation and I would just come to an inner stillness where everything in the world felt right. No matter how crazy and chaotic the outside world seemed, no matter how many competing demands were placed on us in medical school, I felt okay and safe, and just I was okay. We just went through all of like the residency applications. So I had, countless interviews, and almost every single interview, I would get at least a couple questions about how to prevent burnout in residency when you're working 80-hour weeks, or how do I cope and manage when I've had really difficult days, patient outcomes where, a mom and baby died, like how do I kind of manage those? And in almost every single interview question, I would always say, oh, I practice TM, and then I'd go on to explain it. And everyone was really just like so surprised and also like very kind of in awe that I've had these practices. And that I was able to do it in medical school, because not a lot of other medical schools offer these sort of like opportunities for students. But yeah, so it was something that came up on almost every interview, which was pretty neat. when I practice TM, it's like people will sometimes say you're reaching a higher power, but in a way that higher power almost feels like an inner core, like I'm reaching like the true being of who I am as a person. So yeah, it feels like you're in a way like returning home. You're returning home to yourself.